All right, so good to be here. So good to be here, man. We're in for a special treat tonight. I'm super excited to be here. We've got one of my great buddies, an incredible business owner, and just an absolutely phenomenal human being. Mr. Alex Lucic is going to be with us here shortly. Before we bring him on, though, I want to just speak a little bit about the topic here, about the actual topic of this webinar is about trusting the process. And so a lot of the times, a lot of the people that I coach, as well as the AK roundtable that we have on Facebook that we do weekly at 7 p.m., I often say, trust the process, which means that, a lot of the time we need to slow down to speed up. We need to take our time, we need to take a breather, and we need to essentially start trusting the process of what we need to follow through with in order to truly achieve success. And so one of the things that I read today, which totally resonated with me, was as follows. A lot of the time we curl our toes and we have our hands and grip and we're just head down and we're just grinding, trying to solve 25,000 problems at one time. And it's feeling overwhelming and it feels like you're not moving at all and you're spinning around in a circle. But then when you actually just stop and you move away from that mindset and you just kind of close your eyes and you think about what it is that might be a solution to the challenge or adversity that you're facing, and you may think that you may never find a solution to it, but when you kick back and you relax and you really find peace and tranquility, you're able to find like all kinds of different solutions in a non-chaotic mindset. And so trust that process, trust the process. I'm looking forward to bringing Mr. Alex Lucic on, president of Black and Yellow Pavement, started from the bottom. Now he's way up here and I'm super excited to bring him on. But before further ado, let's just go ahead and bring him on and let's talk about his story. Let's ask him some awesome questions and get rocking. Mr. Alex is going to be with us any second here. I know that he's in his car right now. He's on the road rocking. And so we're just making a good connection. And as soon as my team gets that connection, we will be on live with Mr. Alex. Now, listen, just some housekeeping items that you guys can follow through with is that you can post any questions in the chat. I know that we're streaming live to multiple platforms right now, so you can definitely post any questions and comment in those chats. Let's try to always keep the mindset of positivity bright and make sure that we're collaborating. And for those of you who are not, a part of the AK Roundtable, let's make sure that you sign up for that AK Roundtable. Our team will post some links for the AK Roundtable in here, and then we'll go ahead and get you signed up to the Roundtable, which will allow you to basically be part of a circle that is unstoppable. Every week at 7 p.m. and that roundtable is going awesome. We're super excited to launch that every week. There's some great topics that are in there. While we're connecting with Alex, just go ahead and punch in any questions that you might have in here. Alan Rosario, so good to see you on here tonight, man. It was so great speaking with you today. I'm glad you're getting connected with Dom. Super exciting that you're going to travel up and have a visit and get some experience in the field. I'm super excited that you invested in your business, and I know you're going to crush it. Welcome, Scott, and Dustin. Welcome. No days off. Yeah, exactly. Let's go. Daniel, what's going on, my man? So good to see you. Let's go ahead and get Alex on right now. I've got some questions for the man himself right here. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, bro? How's it going?
It's going incredible. It's going incredible, man. I was just going through some briefing, just some housekeeping. I know a lot of people are popping on right now, so they'll be popping some questions and comments in there. I was talking about, the process, trusting the process, and how sometimes, it can get absolutely overwhelming at times where you're kind of like clenching your fists and your toes are curled and you're just trying to solve every single problem on face of the earth, and you get stressed out and you're just like, man, I'm not solving any problems anymore. I'm getting frustrated with myself. Where it's like sometimes you just need to close your eyes and kick back and take some time, catch yourself a little bit, reevaluate things and start to trust in a process that you're going to start following on a maybe even an adjusted or a realigned trajectory, you know.
I totally agree with that. I mean, if you start focusing on everything that you need to do, it can definitely get super overwhelming. But if you pick just maybe the top 5 things that need to get done today, and you get those things done, then you can, take it all off your mind and get the rest done tomorrow. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
I totally
Yeah,
agree with
man.
that.
Yeah, man. It's, one of the things that resonated with me a lot was Brian Hess when he was talking about sprint goals versus these marathon goals, like actually having these short sprints and getting those things accomplished versus
Yeah,
saying, hey man, I want to build a $2 million company.
yeah,
Like now that's a long stretch, right?
yeah, absolutely. It's like when you're driving down the road, you can only see so far, right? But you have to trust that the rest of the road is going to be there when you get there. You know what I mean? So you just got
I
to do the things
love
that you need to do now, so that, and trust that everything else is going to come as a result.
I love that, man. Listen, I know a lot of people on here are seeing a lot of posts coming out from you right now. But I want to talk a little bit about that later on because I think I want to dive back a little bit into where you started, man. And I know this story is on YouTube already. I know that people who know you know the story,
Yeah,
and maybe parts of it. But let's just dive in a little bit. Do you mind if I ask you some questions, man, on behalf of the audience, just so we can get some stuff out there?
yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Let's boogie, man. So my first question to you is, what did it feel like to know you were starting your very own business when you started your very first business? What did that feel like?
Honestly, it felt like, I remember when I started Black and Yellow. It felt incredible. It felt exhilarating. Like, I remember picking up my first truck, driving it back home down the 401. I still remember the song playing. It was Rihanna blasting on the radio, and like, I can still, every time I hear that song, I can picture that moment. I remember it. I can even like smell it. You know what I mean? Um, and then I remember ordering my first seal coat unit. I think it was the AK 220, and I remember the day they brought it in on the skid there in the driveway, and I was just like, holy shit, this is incredible. Like, I was just super excited to start my journey. You know what I mean? I didn't know too much, so there was nothing for me to be really scared of, because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just knew that I love my stuff, and it was time to give it and start going door to door and making things happen.
And that brings me to my next question. When you first started your business, I mean, I know from personal experience, starting a business for the very first time is it can be exciting, but it can be scary too. So what fears were you facing when you first started your business? What kind of fears did you feel, man?
I would say that when I started the business, like, I didn't know really anything. So I didn't know what even to be scared of. I had nothing to lose. So there was really nothing to be scared of. But for me, like, the things that I was scared of was, I was scared of knocking on doors, talking to people. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to sell my services. I had no idea. I was stumbling on my words. It was the scariest thing ever, knocking on those doors and talking to people. That was my number one thing. And then also having to call clients. I was super afraid to get on the phone. I would do like a 10-second countdown before I would get on the phone with somebody. Um, those are my two main fears. But other than that, like, I was just super excited to get out there and to just make it happen no matter what. You know what I mean?
So let me get this straight. You go and start this business, and you've got no sales experience.
No, zero. I
You had
knew I knew absolutely nothing about nothing. All I knew was, I gotta go out there. I gotta find driveways. We gotta seal them and start making some money. That's all I knew.
So you had no idea how, like, you had never filled cracks before. You had never sealed a driveway.
No,
You'd never
no,
worked on asphalt.
no, no, never.
And
And
had
we
you
we
ever?
butchered a lot of driveways in the beginning days. But I mean, you learn, right? Not everybody starts off that way, but we butchered some driveways at first. But then, quickly I learned that you got to do really good work, figured out how to do everything, and you learn as you go, right?
So you literally started at the bottom from a business owner. Like you were at the very bottom from a sales perspective, operations, marketing, accounting, all of it.
I knew absolutely zero, like zero. I was
You
just a
know,
punk, man. Like seriously.
you want to know something awesome, dude? I'll tell you something awesome. Me too, bro.
You too. I know. I know.
All right.
I know.
And now we're sharing the story. So let's dig into, so like, what challenges in year one, let's say, you know, your very first year out, your first season, you would have got the equipment and you would have got your supplies, I guess, starting in spring or early summer.
Yeah, spring. Yeah.
So then what challenges did you face kind of through that year one? What was that like for you?
I mean, I think one of the challenges that was probably the biggest challenge is, you know, you wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Sometimes you're walking around all day, door to door. You're dirty. You're hungry. You just knocked on like 100 doors. Nobody answered the door. You know, next 10 doors answer the door. They're all no's. You know, everybody says no, and it's just like, you know, you go home at the end of the day, you got no sales, and it's just like, you know, getting that, you know, courage to go back the next day and keep going. You know what I mean? That was probably one of the biggest challenges, because I remember walking around door to door and thinking like, you know, am I gonna be doing this forever, or you know, like, but you just got to keep on going, keep on to the next door. You got to just keep on, like we were saying earlier, trust the process, and the more doors you knock
Forward.
on, the more you keep going, that things will start flowing. You know?
That's such a good point, man. And it's, you know, it's so interesting in year one because, you know, activity, action,
Yeah,
forward is the thing that's so incredibly powerful. But then as you start moving into year two and year three, you start to analyze and optimize.
yeah,
So you might start knocking on doors that might have bigger driveways and or start moving into other areas. So tell us what it was like year one, going through that active forward type mindset discipline. Because dude, I remember in year one too, like it was so easy to sit in the truck and like drink Tim Hortons coffee and just hope for a phone call.
I remember like before I started Black and Yellow, me and my buddy were going around doing door to door, like doing driveway sealing, and we would always just give up. We would like eat chocolate bars in the car, just drink water, and then like we would just fuck off. Right? It was
Yeah.
so easy to just give up, but I knew like when I started for real, I was like, there was no go, like there was no quitting. It's just like you have to just keep going and keep going and keep going, no matter how hard it is. Like, you know what I mean? So it's really easy to just give up for sure.
It is so easy to give up because the reality of it is we're constantly being drawn back to that average person of just
To that
sitting on a
comfort zone,
couch
yeah,
eating
for sure.
potato. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. It's huge. And I'll tell you, I'm still challenged with that, man. I
Me
still
too. Me
drive.
too.
I think everybody is. It's
I
normal, right?
know
It's average.
everybody goes through that 100% all the time. And I mean, one of the things that really got me to get over that hump, and I mean, still that voice is still there telling me to slow down, telling me to stop, telling me, oh, do it tomorrow, was 75 hard. When I did that program, it really taught me how to, you know, follow through on what you say you're gonna do, and kill that bitch voice in your head that tells you, oh, you can do it tomorrow, you can do one less rep, you know, you can quit the gym now, go home. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that
So
really taught me.
man, I'll tell you what, if there's one piece of advice for anybody to take away tonight, like that piece of advice right there is that voice is going to tell you to usually go towards the average, but there's the other voice that you can learn how to nurture, and
Yeah,
you can keep that discipline and determination and really continue to chase what you know is right.
absolutely.
Man, that's powerful, Alex. Like that for me is huge. And I see that with you. Like I see you, you know, your bike trips that you go on, like you'll go and ride. I see your gym profile, like
Yeah,
you go and bust it, man. And
yeah, I
that's
do.
pushing away.
And you know what? I got you to thank for that, because I still never forget the moment we were running on the beach and I was out of breath and out of shape, and you know what I mean. And that's one of the things that really pushed me forward to start 75 hard and to change those habits. And so I'm really grateful for you, bro. You have no idea.
I'm grateful for you. Yeah, man, that's you push. That's what we're all here for. Like people who, anybody who's watching right now on platforms, like the goal here is money's exciting. It is, and it's a great reward, but the reality of it is the purpose and your mindset and the strength that you feel inside your soul is something that is priceless. And so you got to find that, man. This is awesome. All right, so let's move on to another question. What made you decide that this industry was actually one you wanted to win in? Like, the deciding factor where it was like, yeah, I'm fucking in, like I'm doing this.
So I kind of fell into the industry on accident. I think most of us do. Kind of just try and figure out how we can make some money, right? Stumbled across this.
Yeah.
And I always knew I wanted to own a business ever since I was like 5 years old. And like I said, fell into this by chance. And I really noticed that there was a gap in the market as far as professional companies and people doing it right. And you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of fly-by-night companies ripping people off. So, I saw an opportunity to capitalize on that, and I did. So that's kind of how that happened.
Would you say it was like year 2 or year 3 where it was like, do you remember back to year 2 and 3? Would you say that was like when you got your branding done with black and yellow, when you were like, yeah, I'm in on this thing? Or like, when was the switch?
So, okay, I'll tell you a little story. So before I started the business, like actually me and my friend were going door to door, like in the summers, you know what I mean? Like he had a truck, I had a little trailer. We had one of those oil-based units. So anyways, we stopped doing that. And I had my last course in college to get my degree, and I didn't finish it. And then I got into like playing poker that winter. So I was playing poker like every night. I had like maybe $6,000 or $7,000 to my name. I was playing poker, and not a lot of people knows this story, but anyways, I was playing poker like every night, and I started to win, right? So I was like, all right, this is sick. I was winning. I got up to like 12 grand. And then like in 2 nights, I lost it all. So I got on a losing streak. In 2 nights, I went to 0. And then that was the moment where I was like, okay, I'm fucking doing this. I went on Kijiji. I was looking for a truck to buy. I had no money. And then this truck, it was black and yellow, my first truck. And it was black and it was yellow, and it's just like they are now. And I was like, that's the one. I went to my dad. I was like, listen, I need $14,000. This truck costs 7 grand. I got to buy a trailer and a unit from Asphalt Kingdom. Can you help me out? I'll pay you back. And he said, yeah, no problem. And the rest is history.
What? I didn't even know that story, bro.
Bro, I remember sitting in my parents' basement on the couch thinking like, man, I'm such a fucking loser. Like I just blew it all. Like, and it was that, it's the easiest when you're at the bottom and you got nothing else to lose, and you're just like, okay, now I got to start going. You know what I mean? But most people are kind of comfortable, and it's a harder place to kind of push from, as opposed to being on rock bottom and just going for it. You know what I mean?
This is so powerful. Listen, for everybody watching, this advice right here, I don't care. You could be the best. You could be the best seal coat applicator on the face of the earth and the best guy at filling cracks on the face of the earth and doing potholes and infrared. I don't give a shit what you're doing. But if you're not taking away these golden nuggets right now that are being spilled, then you're missing out on something really important. Write some of these notes down, everybody. This is huge pieces of value. All right. How long did it take you to grow? Because I know people are like, all right, so this is a fun question for me too. So how long did it take you to grow from 100K in sales to, let's say, 500K in sales?
So I remember it was, I think it was the first year that we were in business, and I remember telling my friend, I was like, if only we could do like 90,000 in sales, like that would be perfect. I would be comfortable with that. You know what I mean? And then I think we did like, I can't remember, like 60 or 70 or something like that. Um, and then it took like a couple of years to get to like 500,000 from there. So at
So by
first I
like,
was like, 100 would be
yeah,
perfect. But then you quickly realize once you get to every milestone that it's really not that much.
right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the mindset, was the mindset very different when you hit the 100 grand versus the 500 grand, or was the mindset still the same? Like, was the reward of hitting that revenue, was that where you experienced some excitement, or were they kind of like balanced, like same kind of feel?
I think they were all the same kind of feel until we hit a million. Then I was like, oh my God, like finally cracked that million. You know what I mean? But then soon after, you're just like, well, it's just a million. Like, it's not too far off 800,000 or 500,000 or whatever, right? So,
Right. Right,
so yeah.
right. And so while you're growing and you cross through the million, are you looking at the profitability intensely in the company, like the actual profits associated with the business?
I would say like I wasn't looking at it that intensely at the time. I knew we were making money. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that was good enough for me. But I definitely look at it a lot closer now.
I'm sure you do. I'm
Yeah.
sure you do. Yeah, I mean you're in bigger numbers now too, right? So
Yeah.
and you're also investing into some fun things that are also helping you and be self-rewarded and also scale
Yeah.
too, right?
Absolutely.
Tactically, you're so smart, bro. I love it. All right, so if you had one opportunity to go back to the beginning, what would you do differently from what you've done?
Honestly, if I could go back, like I don't think there's anything that I would do differently because um, at the end of the day, it's the hardships and the stress and the mistakes and the growing pains. It's what got me to where I am today. So without those things, and without going door to door and feeling like, is this gonna be forever? And like, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So, going back, I don't think I would change anything because like people don't understand that in order to grow and build confidence, you have to continue to do hard shit every day, right? And there's gonna be hard things and all that kind of stuff. So going back, like everything that I went through got me to where I am today. So honestly, I think that I wouldn't change anything because everybody in life is exactly where they're supposed to be, and by that I mean like based on the actions they've taken in their life up to now, that's exactly where you are. So if you want things to change, you gotta make different actions. You gotta do different things differently. So I wouldn't change anything going back.
Yes. Yes. Either would I. Yeah, man. I mean, molds who we are today, right? And
Yeah,
what you just said, man. When you hit that Y junction, when you know you want to go somewhere, but you're heading for another direction, better freaking change it and take
yeah,
action to change it, dude. That's incredible advice.
yeah.
What's your number one every single day? What is Alex's number one every day?
Honestly, like my number one every day is meeting my crew in the morning at the yard at 6 a.m. Seeing my boys ready to crush the day with smiles on their faces, it gives me like an energy that I can't even describe. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm tired going to the yard at 5:30 in the morning, or I'll be, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you're in a bad mood, whatever. You get to your yard, you see everyone's happy to be at work, everyone's shaking hands, we're all ready to go. I'm telling you, not one time did I leave my yard in the morning not feeling like a fucking $1,000,000. That's like my number one every day, honestly. Just going to the yard, meeting with the crew, it just gives me so much energy to see them every morning. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing.
I think that's incredible, man. And you want to know something? You created it, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We all
Like
did together.
you did it together, but you instigated. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you instigated that you planted the seed, bro.
yeah,
You planted the seed and you grew the hell out of a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful company that now has all kinds of team members that go home feeling proud and empowered, and they see you show up every day, you know, and
Absolutely.
that's something that's incredible, man. That's incredible. The culture in your business, tell us, is that an important part of your business, the culture? And what kind of examples do you have of culture?
I would say culture is really important in a business. One of the ways that I try to push culture is always being kind to my team. Never lose my cool, you know, always giving them positive reinforcement when they're doing a good job. And, you know, when they do make a mistake, nobody likes to be screamed at or yelled down at or whatever. So definitely having a calm approach to that, I feel really builds a great culture within a company. That's kind of my way of building a culture.
It's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, and people deserve respect and appreciation and gratitude.
Absolutely.
You know, it's interesting. A lot of the time, I'll take my phone and be early in the morning, and I'll just send video gratitude messages to my team members just to let them know that I care about them. Because
you know,
a paycheck, yeah.
You send those messages to me too, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, that's different than just a paycheck, right? It's different than a paycheck. It's different than just an email that says thank you or a text message that says thank you. You know, really kind of extending that gratitude to the people that are important to you is so important. Kelly Landscaping, by the way, we'll answer your question here quickly. Alex, where are you located exactly, and what areas do you service?
I am in Kitchener, Ontario, an hour outside of Toronto, and we typically service like the whole southwestern Ontario area.
And expanding. If there's one piece of advice that you would give to someone who is in year 1 or year 2, what would that be?
So my first piece of advice would be, you know, if you're starting a business and you're serious about it, is to just go all in, because too many people just do it as a side gig, and you know, you can fall into the trap of never growing. If you want to just do it as a side gig, that's fine. If you're happy with that, cool. But you know, if you really go all in and you burn the boats behind you, you have no choice but to figure it all out and make it work, and actually figure out what your actual true potential is. Whereas if you're just doing it as a side gig, you might never take that leap and figure out, you know, this whole new life that you didn't even know existed. You know what I mean? And then my second piece of advice would be to really get obsessed with what you're doing. Learn as much as you can. Go on YouTube, watch Judd's videos. This guy gives great advice. And then find somebody that's doing what you want to do really well. See if they'll mentor you. See if they'll help you out. Ask them questions. See if you can bring value to their life so that they can give you the knowledge that they have. And that's a big factor in really getting to where you want to go fast.
Man, that's awesome. Like mentorship, right? Like find somebody
find a mentor. 100%.
That's awesome. Yeah, I connected Alan Rosario, one of our clients who bought a package, and he's connected with Dom, and he's going to be going to meet with Dom to do some cool training. I'm excited about that, and just getting out and hitting parking lots, you know.
Yeah, love it.
So I've got a few questions here that have popped in. Alex, thank you again for taking all this time, man. Do you have time for a few more questions, and then we'll bust out? All right, cool. So we have a question from Rob McKenzie. Rob McKenzie's on.
What's up, Rob? I got to call Rob this week, so that's a good reminder, awesome. Man. We've been so busy over here; it's crazy.
That's so great. Yeah, season's here, right? June 13th. Man, oh man.
Yeah.
Guess what's in 8 days from now?
Your birthday?
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be heading
21st?
Yeah, 21st, first day of summer. Yeah.
Beautiful, man. 2 days after that, I'm moving to my new house. So
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear about that. I heard about the last one, but I'm excited about this new one. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful my first one. It's my first home. Yeah. So beautiful home, ready to get out of my parents' house. I've been living here for a while now, so I can't wait, man.
Crushing it.
Yeah,
you're ready.
Come true. I'm ready.
Yeah, I love that. That's rad. So from Rob McKenzie, what's your sales approach and sales team look like?
Sales approach and sales team. Our sales approach is kind of like not to be too pushy with our clients. Seal coating and all this stuff is not something that really they have to do. So you don't want to try to push them too hard. You want to let them know you're there. You want to make sure that they know who you are and stay on top of their minds. But try not to push them way too hard to you can't force somebody into buying something, right? So you just got to be there, provide that value, let them know, that how it can benefit them, and let them make that decision to, hey, listen, we want to go with you guys. We want to do this. And as far as the sales team, I have one sales guy with me, and we both went through Grant Cardone University. I would highly recommend it. Ever since we did that, like, our company changed completely. So that's one thing I would definitely recommend.
That's awesome. What kind of investment is the Grant Cardone University?
I think it was like $5,000 a person back when I did it. I don't know what it is now, to be honest, but it was 100% worth it. I mean, you get one job and it pays for it, and there's so much value in that course. It's crazy.
They give you a lot of confidence in going out to sell?
It gave me so much confidence, and as well as for my sales guy, who's an older guy, it gave him huge confidence to go out there and push.
That's freaking awesome. That's awesome, man. All right. And we've got Brian Hess right here. Brian Hess, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Brian's on YouTube. Brian says Cardone University is less than $100 a month right now.
Oh, well, there you go, man. It's basically free.
Do it. It's basically free. Yeah. Kind of no brainer. Invest into the right things that will end up giving you a clean, beautiful, stronger trajectory. I love it.
The best thing you can invest in is yourself and education and learning how to do things. So,
I mean, I watch a lot of people go and soup up their cars, but they don't spend time actually investing in themselves, right? Like, that's something that's really interesting. Like, I watch guys like with these $50,000 trucks, but they spend no time on personal and self-development. And to me, that's, you're missing out when you do that. So congratulations on investing into yourself and also having beautiful trucks and beautiful cars.
Yes.
I love that. Brian Hess's question: how many years did it take Alex to become such a stud?
Exactly 10, bro. It was 10 years. And now I'm a goddamn stud. And it was after meeting you guys. It took meeting you guys as well. It was a part of it. So,
the gold digger retreat, GOAL, gold digger retreat that we had down here. How was that for you? How was that experience for you, man? Honestly,
that experience was incredible. But I think the experience before that with just you and Brian was kind of more impactful for me in that moment, because I remember being around you guys and getting around that energy. That was the year that we actually broke 2 million in sales, and I actually remember talking to Brian about it back when we were about to cross that line, and being around you and Brian and that energy, and that really pushed me to that level. So I can't thank you guys enough.
Man, I remember being at my villa with you and Brian, and we went out on the boat. Remember, we went to on the boat to Prickly Pear that day with Fahad.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then we ended up in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico, that was crazy, man.
That was wild. What a great time! I'll remember that for the rest of my life, man.
Oh, me too, man. We shared that burger on the balcony. It was amazing.
Yeah. I have a question. It says, "Is there any platform to chat with Alex after this event?" And I'm gonna kind of answer this question kind of for Alex, because and Alex, of course, I want you to chime in. But here's the thing, everyone. With today and social media and the amount of attention that goes on in the YouTube channels and on social media, the different platforms, Facebook and Instagram, it can be really, really hard to run a business full time and get to everybody's question that comes in straight up. And I think I'm probably answering this for you. But what we're working on right now inside AK is something really cool regarding an internal program where we can actually connect with people when they do have free time. It would be a paid service, of course, but it's an investment. So, you know, you think Cardone University or you think, but the key is here to respect everybody's time and invest into something. What I have found, and you tell me, Alex, if you feel the same way, when I invest into something, I'm a lot more prone to paying attention and really getting the most out of it versus just some freebie conversations.
Absolutely.
Do you feel
100%, man? 100%.
Yeah.
100% agree with that.
Yeah. So that's kind of the short answer in regards to that, is that you know, I'm sure you can connect on social or somewhere, but you know, Alex is busy building the hell of a big business. So what's in store next for Black and Yellow? Because I know you guys have been in the asphalt maintenance area. What's next?
We got some big plans coming here around the corner. I can't announce them just yet, but stay tuned and you guys will see.
Cool. So there is growth that's going to be taking place. Next step of growth.
There's definitely next steps for growth happening.
2023?
2023.
I love it. Makes me super, super excited, brother. I'm so excited for that. All right. Well, let's do something, because I'm wanting to see it myself. I'm wanting to see it myself. But the bottom line is, about 3 weeks ago, was it 3 weeks ago?
I think it was a month ago now.
A month ago, you decided. Tell us the story. So you work your ass off nonstop for so many years. You're busting your chops, working hard, and you're pushing towards this life of where you can have, you know, an abundance, right? Like live an incredible life and have great things and fruits of your rewards. Tell us a little bit about what it was like for you to make the decision to start, you know, getting some fruits of your hard labor, man.
Were you talking about the car?
Yes.
Oh my God, it was incredible.
I can see the car. I see the car. I see the car that you're in right now, but I only see it from the inside. I want to know, like, is this so you have other things that go on as well, right? But the primary way that you've been able to get these fruits is by building the hell out of your company, correct?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Cool. So tell us about what it was like for you to, because I'm not going to say what car it is for people who know it. It's great, but like, you're in a supercar right now.
I'm in a supercar, yeah. And for me to say that, like, that's like, it's a dream come true. Ever since I was like 5 years old, you know, as kids, we all love cars, and when I drive by, kids are looking at it. They're like, "Holy shit!" You know, I take them for rides and stuff. You know, I was that kid once upon a time. You know what I mean? So to be able to buy this car has just been like a dream come true. The amount of like amazing energy that you get from being in a car like this is just absolutely incredible. And it puts you into rooms that you didn't think you could get into before. It's an opportunity in business, and it's just, there's so many good things about buying a supercar. So if you get the chance to buy a supercar, don't let anybody ever tell you not to buy one, because it's just fucking incredible.
I love it. And so
I don't know if you guys can hear. Maybe I can rev it for you guys.
No, we'll hear it.
Let's see.
Revving it up to the next stage. Take it to the moon, buddy. Can you show us the car? Can you step out of it and show it to us, man? I want to see this thing.
Sure.
It's badass.
I don't know. Can you see it?
Yeah, absolutely. What an awesome vehicle. And you also did a favor out of the goodness of your heart to help a friend out too by putting decals on it too, right? For a salon that's opening.
Yeah, so my friend actually has a crazy story. He you know, he was heavy into drugs 6 years ago. He basically died on the table in that hospital, came back to life, turned his life around. Like, we used to live on the same street as kids, but I would never hang out with him because I was like, you know, he's into the wrong things. He changed his life around. Now we're like this. He's the sickest guy ever. now he's opening up a salon. So I was like, man, I'm gonna slap my logo onto the car for his grand opening, and I'm so proud to have that thing on my car right now. You have no idea.
I'm dude, you're such an incredible human, brother. And that's why we're friends, man. It's why I want to surround myself with people like yourself and the people that I surround myself in my life. And for those of you watching right now, find a circle, find that circle of people that you really can connect with, and don't just take, give too. It's
Exactly.
reciprocal. It's a push pull relationship. And I mean, to me, that's one of the most important things that has helped me to become successful, not just personally, but also financially, is actually
100%.
having.
100%. You got to be careful who you got in your circle, man.
Absolutely. Wow, what a session, man. Listen, I appreciate you being here with all of us, man. You know how much it means to me to be able to do this kind of stuff, to help people really feel it and embrace it, and to power up. What's the last? Do you have any questions for me?
I'm still laughing at Brian's question, man. Shit made me laugh.
Oh man, I'm really grateful that you took the time to do this, because it resonates with me. It reminds me of the things that are important.
You know what? I'm
And
grateful for you. I'm grateful for you because without you, I never would be on camera speaking. So you're the only guy that's got me on camera so far, and I'm actually gonna be starting a podcast soon. And my boy with the salon, he's gonna be my first guest. So I remember the first time we did a live, and I didn't sleep for a week, man, getting prepared for that thing. That's how scared I was. So I
that video
appreciate you,
has
man.
changed. I appreciate you. That video, by the way, that branding interview that we did on YouTube, for anybody that wants to see that, go on our YouTube channel, check it out. But like that branding video, I've got messages and emails in about how it's changed people's lives. Like that's what actually drove them to move forward in a direction. So for me, that's huge. And you know what? I'm watching you on camera while you're doing your marketing and the different things that you're doing now, and watching you, and you're becoming more natural with it, and you're actually awesome on camera. And dude, I'm just so stoked to be able to build an incredible future continuing with you in my life. And thank you for paying it forward, dude. Like, thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Cool. All right, everybody, listen, I know we might have not got to every question there, but our team will do our best to be able to connect with some answers on there. And remember, your life is a beautiful place. It's not that long, but it's long enough to make it absolutely freaking incredible. So make it happen. Alex, love you, brother, and looking forward to catching up with you probably tomorrow.
Love you too, bro. Thanks.
All right, peace. See you guys.
See ya.
Cheers.